Do you think our education system could be improved? If so, how? And where would the funding come from?
Some of our education can be improved. It needs to be improved. But we also need to take out things that are not working and that are costing people tax dollars. When you're paying for somebody else's child to go to school, a school that doesn't work, and when their child is not learning and just using your money and wasting time, and they're not becoming successful and they're not helping the economy, but you're paying for this child to go to school. You're paying for their gas money that goes into the buses, which takes them to school where they learn nothing, they goof off. There is the highest percentage of dropouts in public schools than any other school. We are definitely not what we should be right now, and the education needs to be addressed. We need to cut tax money that goes and drains people of their money and take it away from things that are useless, that are not helping, and we need to help privatize schools and make those more affordable and make homeschooling and any other form of schooling helpful and available for people.
Ms. Campbell?
Well, I don't agree that we should take out all public schools. For some people say they do not use the library, so they don't pay for it. This should not happen. Everybody should chip in to help each other. Now, what we are planning to do is make the public schools better so they will get an education and reduce the classes so that it will be easier for them to learn. And we also, if they gave those, if they told you that you were not allowed to send your child to public school and you could only homeschool or private school, then, well, do you really want a government telling you what to do with your child, where you should send your child to get an education? So, do you really want that? And making the public schools better, it'll be more worth it to pay for it in your tax money, so that the child will get a better education, and you're still paying for it, but it will be to a better thing. It will be to a better education than what we have now. So making the public schools better would be better than getting rid of them all completely. So do you really want a government telling you how to school your child?
What do you think is good about our healthcare system, and what do you think needs to be changed? Ms. Campbell?
I think we need to make healthcare more affordable for people who cannot afford it. Because if they cannot afford healthcare, that is definitely not good. And people will be on the streets because they cannot afford healthcare, which they need to get better. And they can't. If they can't afford healthcare, things could happen to them, and that could disable them to not work. And if they can't work, they can't make money to pay for food. So then stealing becomes an option for them. They must steal in order to survive. So I think we need to make healthcare more affordable and open to people who cannot afford insurance.
Mr. Samuels?
We do need to, healthcare does need reform, but we don't need to be providing healthcare for other people. As Ms. Campbell said earlier, you don't want the government controlling and telling you what to do, which is exactly what the universal healthcare will be doing. They are taking your money to pay for somebody else's medical attention, money that you could be using to help the economy or to help yourself out of a situation, but the government is forcing you to use that into helping somebody else. Charities and churches, we gladly support them. They need to help people. You don't need to spend your money to go and help somebody else. Healthcare also, the real issue is affordable, as she said before. It's not affordable. But that does not mean that we supply healthcare to everybody. We need to lower prices on medical attention and on medicine, and we need to make sure that this is lower and affordable for people who don't have insurance, instead of providing them insurance, which would take away your money and make sure that you are paying for somebody else. And that's not an American way. That's not what we need to do, especially in this economy crisis. Because to do this, she would be raising taxes on you and using your tax dollars with her flat rate tax, which would punish lower class even more, and using that money to help somebody else instead of helping yourself in this crisis.